Hey there, Alex here. Being a Windows Phone fan is hard, and even harder if you're a Nokia fan too. Seeing Nokia side with Microsoft, slowly declining into irrelevance, being bought over by Microsoft, and eventually being torn apart for scraps. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the Nokia Lumia 1520 and how it's like to use one in 2017. It's been 3 years since I last tested this phone, and even till this day, I still consider this to be the best Windows device that Nokia made. Looking at the design of the phone, it still looks remarkably modern even by today's standard. Despite being mostly plastic, the phone still feels extremely solid and well built. It's not the same type of plastic you find on the Samsung phone back then, more like the plastic you find on a piece of designer furniture. It has a 6-inch Full HD IPS LCD screen on the front with Nokia's clear black technology, which means great viewing angles, contrast, and outdoor visibility. I dare say comparable with a lot of modern devices despite not having Quad HD resolution. And despite having only a single firing speaker at the back, it still sounds pretty decent. The Lumia 1520 uses the Snapdragon 800 processor with 2GB of RAM, which was top of the line at that time. Even today, Windows Phone 8.1 still runs great on it. Sadly though, after the Windows 10 mobile update, it seems to have gotten a little bit sluggish. But most apps and games still runs well on it. It has 32GB of internal memory and is expandable via a micro SD card. The battery is built in, but it's a pretty sizable one at 3400 mAh. It's been a few years, so the battery isn't quite as lasting as it used to be. But a day of use is still not much of an issue, unless you're using the camera a lot. One of the highlights of the Lumia 1520 would be its rear camera. There's a 20MP camera on the back with Zeiss optics, optical image stabilization, and f2.4 aperture. This combination was unbeatable for about 2 years or so, until eventually other Android manufacturers finally caught up. Even today, it's still able to produce some excellent looking results. Same goes for video recording too. While the stabilization might not be as good as newer devices, it's still able to record some really good looking 4K footage. Plus, it has 4 pretty great sounding microphones on the phone that makes it great for recording audio. Windows 10 Mobile seems to be pushing the limit of what the Lumia 1520 is capable of. When I first updated to it, it didn't feel quite as smooth or responsive as it once did on Windows Phone 8.1, but thankfully, after a couple of software updates, it got better. Windows 10 Mobile is actually a pretty mature operating system in terms of feature. Pretty much most of the functionality that you expect to find on iOS or Android can be found here too. However, it has a really big problem: apps. The app problem that Windows 10 Mobile was supposed to help with didn't quite work out, which is a huge hurdle when it comes to using the Lumia 1520 today. A few of the basics like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp can be found in the Windows App Store, but even then, it doesn't seem as polished compared to the iOS or Android version. But the real deal breaker for me is the complete lack of Google services other than the basic email, contacts, and calendar syncing. I've come to rely heavily on their services over the years, and this is just something I can't get around. So other than bringing this gigantic phone around, I have to carry another iOS or Android device. It's a real shame because I really wanted Microsoft to be that third player in the smartphone industry. Windows 10 Mobile, despite its flaws, has some genuinely interesting features. The tiles on the homepage is a great idea, providing glanceable information while also being app shortcuts. If the app is built properly, I can even pin specific items in the app on the home screen. It's a really convenient feature to have, and you can organize it however you want to. The home screen can be as complicated or as simple as I want it to be. But of course, none of that really matter if the apps and services that people need aren't available on the phone. And that sums up the experience of using the Lumia 1520, and really any Windows 10 mobile device at this point in time. Looking back at the Lumia 1520, it's not hard to see how ahead of its time the hardware was. Putting aside the lack of apps, this is still a really nice phone to use today. Timeless design, good hardware, and a relatively decent software experience. If I had to choose a Windows smartphone today, the Lumia 1520 will still be my pick. Despite what some people might say, I think Nokia and Microsoft had a good run with the Lumia series. From the first Lumia 800, which was what got me into Windows Phone in the first place, to what we have now with the Lumia 1520. The Nokia that made this Lumia 1520 might not be around anymore, but perhaps one can still hope that HMD Global will do right by the Nokia name and bring this legendary Finnish company back to its former glory. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, be sure to give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to see more content from my channel, feel free to subscribe. Thanks again and see you guys on the next one.